Problems are inevitable. They are everywhere. Everyone is facing some kind of problems. Very few people knows how to deal with them, and most of the people are struggling with their problems, and they don't know how to perceive the problems, how to get rid of their problems. Actually, the idea of get rid of problems is completely wrong. The idea is great if we feel how to deal with the problems, how to tackle with the problems. Actually, the root cause of the problem is we are trying to control everything. The main idea is why we are controlling everything, or why there is a need to control everything. There is a need to work on this situation. There is a need to put all our efforts to solve that problems. And if something still is not working, then it's not our duty to work that thing, to make that thing work for us. Because our own duty is just to work for that thing. And if still situations are not working according to ourselves, then there is something a big reason. That's why this particular thing is not working, because it's not in our hand. So there is a need to identify which thing is in our hand, which circumstances is in our hand. People make mistake most of the time. Either they control everything in their life. Second, they avoid everything, and they are not able to figure out why we are not able to get rid of our problems. Because they avoid everything. They don't know which things we can control or which things we are out of our control. And that's why people are facing so many problems. People try to control the behavior of another people. People try to influence the another people. People are trying to beat everyone. People are trying to make another person love to them. And that's why people are feeling problems. People are facing problems in their life. People stuck in the argument, and they feel bad when they are not able to answer that questions. They are not able to win that argument because they don't know how to deal with the argument. They don't know how to remain calm in that situation which is out of their control. They don't know how to control all the emotions. Actually, the last video that I have made, how to get emotional intelligence, in my last channel, I have suggested one way to get emotional intelligence, and it was accept everything that which is out of our control, and don't try to control that thing. Just work on that thing, and if still this thing is not working, then stop try to think about that particular thing, particular situation, by the behavior of that particular person. Don't even think about this thing, and just let the situation go, let the incident go, and only focus on your present, and make yourself and feel yourself better and proud to yourself that you tried everything, that you put all your efforts to deal with that situation. The only thing you could have done in this particular situation, you already had done. So there is a thing to put something in God's hand, in nature's hand. The only way to deal with the situation, that which is out of our control, just to accept that thing. How you would accept this thing? Now there is a biggest questions. The first problem is we are stuck in our beliefs. I already have mentioned we need to fight with our beliefs. We need to work on our mindset. The main problem is when we try to change our mindset, it's not an easy task. It's not a piece of cake. It's like we are fighting with our own self. It's like the kind of belief that we have made in our life, and we took so much time, we put so much energy to adapt these kind of beliefs, and now it feels like it's everything is false and everything was wrong, and we were wrong because we had spent the whole life with these kind of beliefs. Because beliefs are the only way that shapes our life. Beliefs affects our life decisions. Beliefs, thinking patterns are helpful to design our life in a better way, in a good way or in a bad way. Beliefs are the only thing that affects our reality, that affects our relationship, that affects our career, that affects our success or failure as well. But when someone questions our belief, when someone makes us that we are wrong, when someone breaks our bubble, the kind of belief that we are carrying in our life, they were wrong, then it feels like our identity is wrong, our existence is wrong, and there was no meaning of our existence. And it feels like we are fighting with our own self, with our own existence. And it is the one of the challenging thing throughout the world when we try to fight with ourselves. Actually, there is the actual growth when we try to explore something new in ourselves, when we try to adapt the new beliefs, when we try to get rid of old beliefs, because those beliefs were not helping us, because those kind of beliefs that we were living in our past life, they were just keep us in just illusion. And if I'm giving my experience, my example, I want to give you. Actually, I used to work in Puma Sports India Private Limited, and I was a run of the mill. Actually, I was poor in my job, and I didn't realize that thing. It was about 27 to 2021, and after that, I started YouTube channel, and just because of some reason, I had to shut it down that channel. And after that, I made some mistakes, and I realized something, and I tried to transform myself, and I got into some kind of new things. I realized something new things. Nature helped me a lot at that time, and nature had given me different kind of perspective. I used to work on myself. I would work out. I would in the journey of adapting new things, learning new life lessons. I would adapt the positivity. I would adapt to be in a motivation. I would adapt to work on my problems. I would adapt how to get rid of overthinking, how to trust on ourselves, how to love to myself. I would adapt empathy for the people. I would adapt that particular situation in which I was able to put myself in another person's shoe. I would adapt the ability. How can I make friends? How can I interact with the people? I was in a journey to work on myself. And in this journey, I got a deep relationship with the nature. My belief was too much strong about the nature's role, universe role in my life. And that thing helped me a lot. It was feel like I have a superpower, and I realized that particular thing. Whatever I would think in, it would definitely happen. It was feel like I have the control over my life. It was feel like I am controlling my life. My reality was being changed at that time, and I was feeling like now I don't have any problem in my life. When I joined the Lenskart, and it was about February 2021, and in that period, I got a store manager, and I was absorbing him. He was absorbing me. We both are absorbing each other. And after that, when I used to work with him, and I feel like he's not a good person, because when he came, he just complained against me before joining. And I would work with him. I would put myself in his shoe, and his habit was to always pick holes in me. He always would torture me. He always would create different kind of situations in which he made me to make mistakes. And after that, this thing was continuously going on that particular time, and still it's going on. And finally, I would realize that I am good for nothing. I realized that maybe I was not in a position, maybe I was making a mistake, maybe I'm not working that particular way the way he wants. But he was killing my positivity. He was killing my peace. He was killing myself emotionally. And I started blaming to my situations, to him, and I would just keep blaming to him that just because of him I was not able to perform. And from the December 13th to September in this month, I used to perform regularly. I used to perform in a normal way. But my this kind of belief that I was not performing just because of him completely ruined my performance. I used to make bills, I used to attend customer, I used to generate business and used to work for the company. But my disbelief killed my whole performance, ruined my whole performance. And this kind of belief making my performance that much ruined, I was unable to sell anything to the customer. The customer I would attend, they would just walk out from the store. And I was not able to generate any single bill for the company. And I would just most of the time, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, would be at zero when I just close my shift. I would stay 9 hours in the store, and irrespective of trying everything, by putting all my efforts and leaving no stone unturned, I would be at zero when I marked out my attendance. And at that time, when I read a book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Dash, this is the word F dash dash K. So I would pronunciate this word. We already are familiar about this. And in this book, I came to know, I got the answers why I was feeling that particular thing, why I was facing the problems, why my problems were not being solved and remained the same by putting all my efforts. Actually, the problem was I was not accepting my situations. I was not able to accept my truth. I was not able to accept my shortcomings. I was not able to accept that I had never been a good salesman. I had never been good in my job. So this kind of problems we all are facing. Whenever someone points out on our belief, whenever someone make us we are wrong, we don't like this thing. The problem is we stick to our beliefs, and our mind don't like if someone try to make us prove wrong, and it hurts our ego, it hurts our existence. That's why we are not able to change, we are not able to work on our beliefs, we are not able to grow in a true sense. When I realized that particular thing, I decided I would take charge of my life. I would be responsible whatever will happen in my life, and I would deal with every kind of situations. Whatever is happening, whatever will happen, only I will be responsible. It is true that store managers was really killing my positivity, was really torturing me, but still it was my responsibility how I could have deal with that situation, how I could have just to focus on my performance, how I could have just to ignore that person, how I could have just to control over my emotions, how I could have just focused on my performance just to be in that moment. But I didn't accept that responsibility. I used to tell that I was working on my positivity. I was I would be in a positive state in every time, and I would believe that nature is helping me. I have a nature's back, and I had made a video about this. I'm a nature's favorite child, and it seemed to be true. Actually, it's really true. Nature is still helping me. I still have nature back. But nature can't solve all your problems. Nature has given you so much power to solve your problems. Nature has given you the consciousness. Nature has given you the power to control the things that you are able to control. Nature has only given the power to control that things that may affect your life, or that you could control to deal with your life properly. But I was unaware of that particular thing. I was ignoring that truth. Everything that I would face, I tried to make myself better. I tried to chase the highs in my life. And I tried, it's okay Vivek, you had tried. You at least you tried, you at least done this, but you couldn't do anything in that particular situation. It's okay, everything will be all right. When I used to attend the customer and the customer walked out, I didn't ever consider what kind of mistake that I had made or where I could have improved in that situation. And if I stuck in the argument, I would just keep silence and keep remain calm. Sometimes there was a need to respond, sometimes there was a need to stay calm, but every time I would stay calm and every time I would feel like it's okay. You just made your role, you just completed your role. Your duty was to stay calm. But at this behavior ruined my situations, and I would just let that particular person, let that store manager to harass me because I was ignoring everything. I was not taking charge of my life. And this is the way we are dealing with our life. It was my life, so I just try to sharing my experience. So we are every time we try to deal with these kind of situations. Either we are taking too much control or everything, or we don't take control of anything in our life. For example, one of my friend got an accident and I took him to the hospital on time, and doctor started treating him, and they said, you just came in time and you are very lucky, your friend is very jammy because you are his friend. And we started treating him and soon he will be all right. And after that some hours you came to know that his situation is being critical and doctors can't do anything, but you are still blaming yourself. If you had to take him hospital on time, then you could have saved his life, then he couldn't have faced these kind of problems, but you are still blaming on yourself. But in this situation you need to realize there was nothing you could do in this situation. You got your friend, he was wounded on the road, and you just took him to the hospital on time. You fulfilled all the formalities and call his friends and call his relatives, and you did everything that you could do in that particular situation. We started blaming ourselves, we started feel guilty ourselves if something happens to that particular friend. There is a need to accept this thing. We can do anything in our situation. In such situation we can control the results, we can just work for the results. If still these things are not working, then there is a reason. The things are gonna be in a different way. Either you would get desired results but in another time, or you have to accept the situations, then you are not able to get the results. So there is no need to control everything, there is no need to run the show. That's why we are facing the problems. So identify which area you can control, which situation you can control. Work for every situation, but don't try that you will get the desired results in everything, because it hurts you, because you are not able to get the results from everything. This is not the life. Life is all about not knowing anything. Life is all about uncertainty, and it is the uncertainty that helps us to identify our capabilities, that helps us to unleash our powers, that helps us to work on ourselves, that helps us to achieve our higher self. Uncertainty is everything. When we are certain about that anything in our life, we are not able to work, we are not able to get what we want to get, we are not able to get the experiences, we are not able to learn that we have to learn in our life, because we are certain. If someone knows he would get successful at the age of 30, or he would get successful at the age of 25, 21, and he would become a businessman, he would become lawyer, he would become Indian Administrative Service Officer, then that particular person won't work for that work, won't work for that goal. And if that particular person know he will fail in every walks of life, he won't make it in anything, in that situation that particular person still won't work, because he already knows whatever he tries in a life he won't make it. And it will feel like it had better if I don't do anything in my life. I just do the normal job. I just work my ass off throughout the job, and I just live run of the mill life. That's why certainty kills us. When we are uncertain, only that time we are able to identify the new experiences. We are able to identify the new things in the relationship, the new things in the business, the new things in our job. Only that time we able to transform. So uncertainty is one of the greatest gifts bestowed by the nature. So only that time we will able to accept the things. If we know we don't have control over everything, there are so many things which are out of our control, and you just need to accept these things. And whenever you will try to accept, your older beliefs will hurt you, your older beliefs will create hindrance. You will able to create new beliefs when you will find that these kind of beliefs were not helping you anymore, and just because of this you were facing the problems. I realized that thing. In my previous job, I wouldn't get well along with my store manager, and in this present job I'm on the same page. And that particular experience realized me that particular thing, why my problems was not being solved even after putting all my efforts. I always used to put myself in his shoe. I always would try to agree with him, but still I was facing the problems because I was not accepting my truth. When particular situation repeats in our life again and again and again, when we feel like we are stuck in the loop, when we feel like we are attracting the same problem, we are attracting the same people in different kind of bodies, then we realize this thing. Or when we realize this thing, there is a need to change mind shifts. There is a need to change mindset. There is a need to change beliefs. And it's not a piece of cake, I already have mentioned. It feels like we are questioning in our identity. We are questioning on our existence. And you will feel like whether you are trying to do in your life, whether you are trying to adapt the new beliefs, is it really true? Is it wrong? Or is it really the right time to do that thing? It makes you so much uncomfortable. It makes you uncertain. It makes you furious. Sometimes you will feel like whatever you have done in your life, it was nothing. You just squander your time. You were living in a delusion, because the same kind of feeling I have felt in my life when I was not taking responsibility of my life. Everything I would just put in the nature's hand. And when you are able to realize that particular thing, when you are able to deep dive into your life, into your inner values, into your inner beliefs, and you able to fight with your belief, and when you feel like you are really winning, and only that time you will able to accept the situations, you will able to adapt the beliefs. You have to open your mind, you have to open yourself to adapt the new things, to adapt the changes. And this is the meaning of real growth. In my last video I have mentioned excess of everything is bad. And if we always try to look sunny side of the life, if we always try to look positivity in everything, only that time we face problems. Happiness is a problem, because in everything we are choosing only positivity. We are only choosing the sunny side of the life. We are ignoring the negative side of the life as well, because negativity is the only thing which helps us. There is a problem, there is a need to work on that problem. But positive thing, over positivity, always makes us feel better, always makes us that we are in a good situation, everything will be all right. But if we are indulging ourselves in over positivity by making us believe everything will be all right, then we are not able to solve the problems, because we all are putting our all energy to make us feel everything will be all right. How everything will be all right if we are not doing anything? I'm not saying that positivity always dangerous, but the person who is taking the responsibility of his life, of her life, with the balance of positivity, that time positivity helps us. But if we treating the positivity like a delusion, if we treating the positivity like a drug, if we are taking the positivity as a some kind of a addiction, then it will rinse our life. There is a need to sometimes to deal with the negativity. There is a need to feel negativity in the life as well. People who are working in their life, they face problems, they face challenges, they face pain. And if someone who is failing in his life again and again and again, he is suffering from the pain, he is suffering from the regret that on the age of 31, on the age of 32, he is still not able to find whatever he has to do, whatever his life purpose. He is suffering from the pain, and this kind of pain will help him to follow his dreams, to find something, why he is living, what is the purpose of his life. And if he believes that everything will be all right, I'll definitely find the purpose. Nature has designed something good for me. I will definitely find it. Nature will connect the dot. But he is not doing anything. He's not introspecting himself. He's not spending time with himself. He's not pondering how he will find the purpose, because he's not taking the responsibility of his life. Nature has definitely defined the purpose of everyone. But if we are not able to identify, if we are not working on our life, if we are not realizing that thing, there is a purpose of our life, how we will able to get that purpose, how we will able to work for that purpose? I used to say that we already are meant for to do something big in our life. Everyone is here to do something big in his or her life. But only that time, if everyone realizes his responsibility, his duty in our life, why he or she is in the world. That's why 97% of the people are living the normal life. They are not killing a thing. They are doing all the things which they don't want to. They are doing the jobs. They are doing the professions. Most of the people are doing all the things that had been recommended by their parents, that had been recommended by their friends, that had been recommended by their relatives. And rest of the people, 3% of the people, they are really enjoying their life. Not 3%, there are most of the people in the 3%, they may be billionaire, they still may not be happy. But there are so many people who are really enjoying their life, who have really accomplished something in their life, because they chose what they wanted to do. They chose what drives them in the life, and they chose in which they were best. The people who are artists, the people who were working for their goal, the people who had passion in their life, they started enjoying their passion. They made this passion like a game, and they make this particular thing as a fun, and that's why they able to establish that thing. They able to establish something, to make something big from that passion. And that's why they able to enjoy. That's why they able to work for that thing, because it was not a work for them. It was not a stressful thing for them. They started enjoying that work. They started enjoying their passions. They made this passion like a fun activity, and that's why they're able to be successful in that thing, because they found in their earlier life what they were meant for, and they didn't try to control everything. They just work on that thing, and they just accept all the situations. They knew that particular thing in the journey of achieving something they would face all kind of problems. They have to deal with every kind of people. They will come across with good people, they will come across with the bad people, they will come across with the narcissist people, they will come across with the people who will try to dominate them, who will try to control the industry, who will try to just kick them out from the industry as well. This is the reason people are able to work for their problems. And this is the thing that I'm saying, not to control everything. Just open yourself for new things. Just open yourself to questioning on yourself. Whenever you will able to question your identity, whenever you will able to question your existence, and you are aware what is your true existence, and only that time you will able to fight with your old beliefs and adapt new beliefs, and only that time you will able to accept the things, you will able to get the emotional intelligence. That's all I've got to say about this. Signing off, Vivek Kumar, your buddy. Bye bye.